Here comes the news of the week. Starting March, milk prices will rise as KMF increases Nandini milk prices by Rs 5 per litre post the state budget on March 7th. The quantity per pack will also reduce from 1050 ml to 1 litre. With this, Nandini toned milk will now cost Rs 47 per litre. This marks KMF's third price hike in 3 years, following Rs 3 per litre in 2022 and Rs 2 per packet with increased quantity in 2024. Farmers have demanded this 5 rupees hike, but the final decision rests with the Chief Minister. The increase comes amid rising costs for coffee powder, transport, electricity and water, adding to inflation concerns for consumers. Interestingly, Bengaluru is city with the third highest per capita income in India, and yet the price of toned milk is 20% less than the other parts of the country. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman tabled the much-awaited Income Tax Bill 2025, which would replace the 1961's Income Tax Act. Key highlights for agriculture income are as follows. For cultivation of land, tax exemption remains but now requires stricter documentation to verify farming activities. Rent or revenue from agricultural land, income from leasing agricultural land in urban areas is now subject to taxation. Processing of agricultural produce, value-adding processes beyond marketability requirements are now taxable. Income from nursery operations, traditional nursery activities are exempt, while commercial nurseries are now taxed. Income from dairy farming, dairy, poultry and fisheries income are now fully taxable, not considered agricultural income. Agro-based industries, tax incentives have been reduced, with small-scale agro-industries retaining benefits while large agri-businesses face higher taxes. India's farm exports, especially shrimp, dairy and processed foods, face major risk if the US imposes uniform reciprocal tariffs with duties reaching 38.2% as per GTRI. Industrial goods like pharmaceuticals and electronics may also be impacted, while petroleum and garments remain less affected. The think tank suggests India proposes zero for zero tariff strategy to avoid severe trade disruptions. India should identify tariff lines where it can eliminate duties on US imports without harming domestic industries, particularly agriculture. Most farm and dairy products should be excluded from such concessions to protect Indian farmers. With India's average tariff at 17% versus the US 3.3%, the disparity fuels trade tensions. The US may announce new tariffs by April, potentially worsening the export climate. A well-negotiated strategy could limit damage, but dairy and farm products remain especially vulnerable. In an interview with CNBC TV 18, Dodla's MD, Sunil Reddy, outlined plans for a new plant in Maharashtra, which will start operations within 18 to 24 months from March 25. The company aims to procure 25 lakh litres of milk per day within 3 to 4 years. The upcoming Maharashtra plant will have a capacity of 10 lakh litres per day, including a 60-ton powder production unit and the ability to sell 2 to 2.5 lakh litres per day of liquid milk and curd. Let's watch a brief report here.
And that's really the first question, from the end of the third quarter, which had the festive season, etc., to now, how have the dynamics of the industry changed? Have you seen any change in, consumer sentiment, any increase in milk procurement prices, any change in prices itself?
First of all, good morning and thank you for having me on your show. Yes, we have seen a bit of price increases in procurement, and it's normal because now I think almost for 18 months milk prices have been static. We have seen a little bit of offtake in consumption also increasing, and due to that we are also seeing a little bit of price increase happening on the procurement end. And I think the corrections have already taken place also on the selling end. Although not a significant movement, a minor movement which has happened, and it has been there. What we are happy about is we are seeing an offtake of consumption again coming back, and improvement in consumption overall, which I think will be good for us in the coming quarter and the next, because summer now is also good for our seasonal products like curd, ice creams, and we're hoping that they'll do well for us.
If you could quantify the increase in procurement prices, how much has that been? And if you could also tell us how much has consumer offtake been increased, how much have you been able to pass on the price increase?
Price increase would have been around 2 rupees per liter of milk, which has approximately been the same kind that we have passed on to the consumers based on the whole mix of products that we have.
Amul, Parle Agro, Reliance Consumer Products and Dabur are expanding their rupees 10 beverage offerings to meet rising demand. Amul's true dairy-based drinks at rupees 10 compete with Coca-Cola and Pepsi. GCMMF recently launched true dairy-based fruit drinks at rupees 10 for 150 ml with plans for more products. Amul, already selling rupees 10 buttermilk pouches, introduced its first Tetra Pak at this price. With over 100 SKUs including Amul Cool and high protein drinks, Amul aims to deepen market penetration. Analysts note Amul's True competes with Dabur's Real, Britannia's Winking Cow and Parle's Smoodh. Rupees 10 buttermilk pouches drive volume and Amul may expand non-dairy offerings. Parle Agro Smoodh, launched in 2021, benefits from its vast distribution. Dabur's rupees 10 real drinks have boosted its summer strategy. While inflation pressure exists, the rupees 10 segment is key for affordability and market expansion, particularly for dairy-based beverages. Everyone in America knows about ice cream, but for some frozen novelties, great taste may not be enough to boost a product's sales. Watch in a short news bulletin about an Indian origin, Kulfi, making waves in USA.
Before. Yes. I had never heard of it either, but in India it's very popular and I'm very excited to try it. You can see I have all the proper garb on to make some Kulfi pops. So we are going to do that here. We have Aman Singh again. He's the CEO. He's going to kind of walk us through this process of what we're doing. And this is a family recipe that we're making.
Yes, it's 3 generations old, almost 100 years old recipe, passed down to all the way down to my mother for my great-grandmother. And since it takes a full day to make the mix, we already have it here prepared. This is our mango kulfi mix, and all we're going to do is just pour it into the mold. And
this is my first try here, so no judging.
Right, of course, of course.
Okay, I think.
Once you've got it all in there, then we'll use this spatula. We even it out as much as possible. We'll call it good enough. And then you just put the sticks into the mold itself.
There we go. And these are very fancy, fun sticks. I like.
Yes.
And then we have Pat over here. He's going to help us out. What is he doing now?
So he's going to put it in. He's going to put it into the brine tank where it takes only 11 minutes to freeze before it's ready to pull.
That is very cool. And you know, typically you guys have this process down really smooth, but they're so nice letting me try this out. So Pat is pulling it out. It's been in there for 11 minutes. It's frozen. Now he's got to take it over here to the water because he's got to pop these pops out.
That's right. Just on a little bit of hot water bath to just loosen the molds, pull out the kulfis.
And then it would normally get wrapped here, which Tracy has so graciously already done this for us, but you can see what the pops look like when they get frozen again. So I'm going to try one of these. And Aman, while I do that, you're going to tell us where people can actually get their own.
Sure.
Choose to nourish your body and protect the planet too, with products made from the environment for the environment. Choose to build bright futures and strong communities. Choose milk that makes a difference long after the last drop. Choose dairy that is so much more than just dairy. Choose First Choice. woodlandsdairy.co.za